Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learned back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be dissertating and talking about zodiac or astrological sign compatibility between Aries and Aquarius. And yes, it does apply and pertain to the sun, moon, and ascendant for both signs. Now, well, this is a generally very compatible pair because they are sextile by sign or two signs away and from each other. And Aries can be very pioneering, dynamic, and very quick moving. Now, Aquarius can be very innovative, ingenious. They could be very original and unpredictable. So I think you have the Aries likes the Aquarius for the unpredictability. They both really they're both not into really necessarily controlling each other. They both desire a certain amount of detachment as far as space goes. They both can be somewhat aloof, but I think what it is that occasionally I think Aries can be, I wouldn't say domineering, but a little bit kind of like wants to dictate the course of action, maybe a little bossy at times. And I think that in that respect, Aquarius may at times be rebuffed by that because Aquarius is very independent like Aries and really doesn't, I don't think either one of these signs really cares for somebody dictating the course of action to either one of them. Now, Aquarius is a fixed sign and Aries is cardinal. So Aries could be very assertive and aggressive and really as far as embarking on projects or tasks, they could really start things in a hurry but not always finish them. They may start even a number of projects simultaneously but have trouble making all of them come to fruition and consummating them. Now, Aquarius really is almost the opposite because Aquarius being a fixed sign, they may take a little longer to actually initiate projects, but through their sustained effort can consummate them. And I think where you have here is you have Aries can help Aquarius jumpstart quicker on perhaps their innovative ideas and their new any something that might be ingenious or original that they want to put into action, whether it's a product on the market or what have you. Aries will help Aquarius with the initiative, and also Aquarius will help Aries follow through on whatever endeavors they're seeking, whatever new ideas they may have, and help make them come to fruition because these people can actually, whether it's a platonic or a sexual romantic relationship, these people can be very good, I think, for each other in terms of working together and collaborating on a lot of ideas. And I think both of them could actually have a plethora of them. Now, one other thing, when I look at these two signs, as far as romantic and sexually, now, when these two signs are together, they're both, Aries likes to extemporize. Aries can be very spontaneous. And Aquarius can be unpredictable. They can bring an eclectic style into the bedroom, so to speak. But the thing about it is, I think Aries, as far as the the libido and the more emphasis on sex, I think Aries has probably a little bit more over Aquarius because Aquarius, it can be somewhat detached at times. And I'm not saying Aquarius doesn't have a sex urge, because all signs do, and all of them have potential to have high ones at any given point in time. But I think what it is on average, that Aries puts a little bit more emphasis on the sexual aspect of a relationship, and I think Aquarius is more is strongly connected and more committed and loyal and steadfast to the friend aspect of it more on average. But that being said, one could help balance the other out in those two departments, in what I just described for both of those signs. So really, the thing about it is, these two signs are obviously very compatible, and when you have the thing about this as well is that when you look at you look at these two sides, they both could be very strong-willed. Now, Aquarius being a fixed sign, I mean, you think maybe they might be a little bit more set in their ways, even more so than Aries. Even if Aquarius doesn't come off that way initially, Aquarius could be very progressive in their thinking and futuristic, and they're open to new ideas, which Aries appreciates. But even some of their radical views, they're likely not to waver from. And Aries, obviously being a fire sign, can be somewhat disputatious at times. And the thing about it is that even though these signs are very compatible, you could have situations where neither one is going to have a real easy time trying to budge from their viewpoints. So that is something to look at, I think, as far as this goes, these two people. Because Aries can be very single-minded, even though it's a cardinal sign, and Aquarius is more fixed than what they show initially. So anyway, it's also important to look at the aspect, if any, that is made between these two signs in a relationship, as this could indicate how these energies may integrate or not integrate as well. Now, as far as the compatibility goes, now, in many cases, you will have a sextile aspect take place between these two people, and they are sextile by sign. So, let's say, for example, someone has the sun, moon, or ascendant at Aries at 24 degrees, and the other person has the sun, moon, or ascendant at Aquarius at 27 degrees. That would form a sextile aspect between these people with these energies, and that's auspicious and positive, and that would even accentuate the positive blending even more, as they are compatible by sign to begin with. You could also have a positive minor aspect take place between these energies, a semi-sextile. Let's say, for example, someone has the sun, moon, or ascendant at Aries at 0 degrees, and the other person has the sun, moon, or ascendant at Aquarius at 29 degrees. That would form a semi-sextile aspect, and it's like the sextile, but it's not as intense. It's still auspicious and positive, and it can have a good positive blending of these energies. And anyway, you could also have an out-of-sign square aspect take place between these signs, which could be adverse or adversarial. You could have, let's say, for example, someone has the sun, moon, or ascendant at Aries at 28 degrees. And let's say the other person has the sun, moon, or ascendant at Aquarius at 2 degrees. Well, that would form an out-of-sign an out-of-sign square aspect, and this could bring about a little bit more conflict than otherwise indicated, a little bit more challenges to this relationship than otherwise indicated by the pairing of these two signs. Now, you could also have a semi-square aspect take place between these people with their energies. Let's say one person has the sun, moon, or ascendant at Aries at 4 degrees, and the other person has the sun, moon, or ascendant at Aquarius at 19 degrees. That would form an that would form a semi-square aspect between these people, which could be adverse or adversarial and can cause some challenges, but it's minor, and it's like the square aspect, but not as strong, as intense as the square aspect. Well, anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for astrological compatibility between the zodiac signs Aries and Aquarius. And stay tuned next time, where I'll be dissertating and talking about astrological compatibility between Aries and Pisces. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart, and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.